In 1943, Nikola Tesla died alone in a New York hotel room, broke, forgotten, and owing 2 months' rent. The man who invented alternating current, designed the first power grid, and dreamed of beaming electricity wirelessly across the entire planet, died with nothing. But what if J.P. Morgan had never pulled the plug? What if Tesla had all the money he needed, unlimited, unconditional, forever?
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because today we are not fixing a mistake, we are unleashing a genius. Nikola Tesla. Unlimited budget. No corporate overlords. No ceiling. What could go wrong?
Statistically, everything. But proceed.
Tesla was born in 1856 in Serbia. By his 30s, he was already revolutionizing how electricity worked, inventing the AC motor that literally powers your world right now. He partnered with George Westinghouse to defeat Thomas Edison in the War of Currents, and he won, decisively.
And then he had this idea, Wardenclyffe Tower, giant transmitter that would beam free wireless electricity to every human being on Earth. For free electricity to everyone on Earth.
J.P. Morgan funded the project in 1901. He withdrew funding in 1903 when he discovered it could not be metered for profit.
He literally canceled free electricity for all of humanity because he couldn't charge people for it. Let that sink in.
Without Morgan's money, Wardenclyffe Tower was never completed. Tesla spent his final decades in poverty. His patents expired, his ideas scattered, some of them classified by the US government the day he died. But here is where we twist the timeline. What if Morgan never pulled out? What if instead, a modern billionaire, a global fund, a visionary backer, gave Tesla everything he asked for? Unlimited, unconditional, forever.
Timeline fork initiated.
Wardenclyffe Tower, full funding restored. 1903. Construction resumes. Tesla is given a secondary laboratory in Colorado Springs with no restrictions. Budget, unlimited.
The 20th century just changed entirely.
By 1908, Wardenclyffe Tower reaches full operational capacity. Tesla demonstrates wireless power transmission, electricity received at a station 12 miles away, no cables, no wires.
The world loses its mind. Newspapers call it witchcraft. Edison calls it a fraud. And then someone in London turns on a light with no plug in the wall. And the world goes silent.
Within a decade, Tesla's wireless grid begins to spread across North America. The concept of power lines becomes obsolete before it becomes universal.
Estimated global impact, fossil fuel dependency delayed by 40 years, rural electrification achieved by 1920 instead of 1950.
But it gets wilder, because Tesla didn't stop at electricity. He was working on wireless communication, a global information network, transmitted data through the Earth itself. He called it the world system.
Tesla's world system, an interconnected web of transmitters sharing information, power, and communication signals globally, is what we would today recognize as the Internet, 70 years early.
We could have had the Internet in 1920, run by a man whose only goal was to give it to everyone for free.
Estimated date of first social media argument in this timeline, 1923. Complications arise. A wireless power grid transmitting at Tesla's proposed frequencies interferes with biological systems. Early animal studies in Colorado Springs show neurological disruption at close range.
Tesla was aware of this. He had shielding solutions. He just needed more time and more money.
He also claimed to have invented a death ray. This is documented.
That's fair.
The geopolitical implications of one individual controlling global wireless power distribution would likely trigger international conflict within 2 decades.
So free energy for everyone might also mean a world war over who controls the towers. Here's the thing that breaks my brain. Tesla wasn't trying to be rich. He wasn't trying to win. He said, and I'm not paraphrasing, "The desire that guides me in all I do is the desire to harness the forces of nature to the service of mankind." He just wanted to help. And the system, the actual machinery of money and power, couldn't process that. It wasn't profitable to give humanity free electricity, so it didn't happen.
The question is not whether Tesla had the ideas. The question is whether human civilization was structurally capable of receiving them.
Docs. That might be the saddest thing you've ever said. Okay, so Tesla plus unlimited money equals wireless electricity by 1908, rural electrification by 1920, proto-internet by the 1930s, and possibly a global geopolitical crisis over who controls the towers. Also, maybe a death ray. Probably the death ray.
Summary: Tesla's ideas were approximately 70 years ahead of their time. With unlimited funding, that gap closes to 15 years. Adjusted for infrastructure lag, regulatory resistance, and geopolitical friction, net acceleration of human technological progress, 40 to 55 years.
And that, my friends, is the real tragedy of Nikola Tesla. Not that he failed, but that he was right, and the world wasn't ready. We got there eventually. We just took the long way around. I love you, Nikola. Next time on Chronix Lab, fire, knowledge, and the single greatest act of cultural destruction in all of human history. What if the Library of Alexandria had never burned? What did we lose? What could we have known centuries earlier? Oh, this one is going to hurt. If your brain is doing the thing right now, you know the thing. Hit subscribe. New alternate history every week. The past is broken. We're here to fix it. Chronix Lab. Time travel for your brain.
Chronix Lab, where history comes to be questioned.